Good morning or good afternoon, wherever you are in this world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are. A pleasant day or night to you all. I am so happy that you can join us again on our third episode. Can you imagine? My third episode. I come to you on a monthly basis. I did two sessions already, or two episodes, and this is my third episode. And I give God thanks. I give God thanks for all of you, and I hope and pray that you will subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube, type in my name, Beverley Supplier, and subscribe because I need you all to come on when I am live. I usually post to Facebook, and then all you have to do is click on the link. It will take you right back to my channel, and then you can subscribe. Thank you again. Topics with Miss Beverly. As you can see, I now have a mic. My daughter-in-law bought it for me. Thank you. Thank you, Lee. Thank you so much. So my first session, we spoke about budget, and my second episode, we spoke about churches' contributions. I would like for you all just to go back and review these topics because they're very, very important. Unfortunately, I am not able to answer all of your questions during these sessions, but if you need my help, please send me a text with your name and number at 954-278-1501. That's 954-278-1501. Usually, I take around 3 questions from the previous session. Last month, we looked at churches' contributions. And these are the questions that came in. I took 3 from it because I thought that these 3 were very, very important. The first one: what if my church does not mail me a contribution statement? Well, sometimes it can be a mailing issue. You may have a change of address and then update your file. Or simple, if you're a member, call the church office. Actually, whether you are a member or not, what you need to do is to call the church office, or you can go in person and request a copy. Okay, number 2, should my contribution statement go on a church letterhead? Well, because there are so many fraudulent activities in this world, it is better for the church to print your statement on their letterhead. Also, it safeguards the church. 3, last month, someone said I spoke about the members not knowing the administration or the administrative staff salary. And this person disagreed with it because he was saying that if he's a donor, then he has all right to know the administrative salary. Well, the church is governed by a board that you trust to make decision on your behalf. They will make the right decision for you. Also, if you research organizations, you will find out that salary is not discussed with everyone within the organization. That's why we have boards in every organization. Think about your employer. Call everyone and tell them your salary. How would you feel? Salary is very, very private. So trust your board, trust your church board, right? They function on your behalf and ensure that everything is in place. Now, today, a very interesting topic. We will be talking about credit cards, credit reports, and payday loan. Okay, so we will be talking about credit cards, we'll be talking about credit reports, and we'll be talking about payday loans. And I'm sure most of us are all guilty of all these. But anyway, sometimes it works out good for us, sometimes it's no good, but as individuals, we should first ask a question to ourselves. Why am I taking out a credit card, or why am I asking for a payday loan, right? And as usual, we see to it that we monitor our credit reports on a monthly basis. Now let's look at credit cards. Do we need a credit card? Some will say yes and some will say no. But I will say yes, and let me tell you why. Because as I said before, the why is very, very important. Why do I need a credit card? One, for emergency situation. Example, um, you need to rent a car. Now, some companies in the rental car industries will not take your debit card. The other day, I went to a rent a car company to rent a car, and the gentleman said to me, "Ma'am, we do not accept debit cards." I was like, seriously? And I'm in the state of Florida. So I had to take my credit card out and make the payment. But guess what? I went to North Carolina, and the same company, the same rental car company, they took my debit card. So I guess it depends on the state that you're living in. And that's why I say it's very necessary at times to do have a credit card for emergency situation. Also, it increases your credit score for sure. I have proven it. That's the reason for sharing my own experience with you. Okay, so if you pay your credit cards on time, then it increases your credit score. So pay your credit card on time, and guess what? Some people are saying, oh, you don't have to pay the full amount. Pay the full amount that you use. Also, on a given month, if you're unable to pay the full amount, please try and pay more than the minimum. That is very important. If you pay the minimum, you're only paying the interest. Trust me on that one. Therefore, it is like paying nothing. And the bank loves that because now your balance remains the same and you're thinking that you're paying down the balance, you're only paying for the interest. So it is important that even if you do not pay it off, but at least pay more than the minimum. Let me give you tips on how to use your credit card. For example, if you spend $400 on grocery every month, then use your credit card to purchase your grocery instead of using your debit card. It takes 30 days before your credit card bill is due. However, ensure that you pay the full 400 when the bill is due. Any bills that you cannot pay with your credit card, then you have to use your debit card. But as long as organizations will accept your credit card, right? Use it to pay your bills and not your debit card. And when the bill becomes due, that's a credit card bill, then you make the payment in full. At least you have 30 days, okay? 30 days. Now, always remember to pay your credit card 3 to 5 days before the due date. Many credit card companies, they will send a reminder, but do not count on them. Remember in my last budget session, I told you to put due dates on your budget, and that should be like 3 to 5 days before the bill becomes payable. All right? Now, let's look at credit report. Our credit reports are very, 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 and I stress that, important. We need it for purchases, whether it's a home, a car, or maybe to get a loan. And these days, what I notice, if we are not in the 700, it is almost impossible for us to get approved for anything at all. As stated above, a credit card increases your score if you pay on time. Now, do not, and I repeat, do not take the attitude and say you will never pay your bill and wait for 7 years for the bill to be removed from your credit report. It may be the bill that the creditor asks, why is it still on your credit report and why you did not pay it? All right, so just pay as little as possible. Now, another thing, when you look at your credit report and you see all of these organizations, you have to take the initiative to view your credit report, especially on a monthly basis. Now, the things on your credit report that you're not paying for, you can call these companies and ask for a settlement. So instead of going to the debt consolidation thing, right, you can call them yourself, right, and ask them for a payment plan and to settle the bill so that it be removed from your credit report. That is so important. Now, when a company pulls your credit report, they are not so much concerned, about the number of vendors listed on your credit report. But they are concerned if you're making your payments to these vendors on time. Yes, the number of transactions can be an issue if you're not making enough income. But if you are and making your payments on time, then there are no reasons for the creditor not to approve you. So the bottom line is that you make your payments on time. That's just the bottom line. Now, here is a tip that I have for you. You need to go online or use your phone and sign up with Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion to get your credit report. And guess what? All three will have a different score. All three may have a different score. Why would I would like for you to do that? I know banks and other companies are giving you a report monthly. However, if you're purchasing a home, most organizations will look at all three credit scores and then find the average, which may qualify you. For example, if Equifax is showing 580, Experian is showing 520, and TransUnion is showing 550, it totals 1650. Therefore, because there are three different scores or three different organizations, they divide that number by three. If you divide 1650 by three, you will get 550. And they will use that to say, this is your credit score. I promise you, they will not honor that score unless God is on your side. So the higher these scores are, the better chance to be approved. So always ensure, and it's not any rocket science, it's just for you making your payments on time. So whatever is on your credit score, just make your payments on time and you'll be safe. Now, last, I've looked at credit card, I've looked at your credit report. The last one is payday loans. And a lot of us are taking these loans. And the interest is killing us because the interest range from 300% up. Now, if you take a payday loan, and that's okay, because sometimes, things happen in life where you have to take that payday loan. But please pay it in full on your next paycheck. If you do monthly payments, you will be paying back at least 5 or more times than what you borrow. And that's a fact. And you are given, these companies, right, gave you the opportunity to pay it back in full. So it makes sense doing that. Because you can't borrow $500, right? And you're paid bi-weekly. And every 2 weeks, they're taking out $150 bi-weekly. That's $300 a month for a $500 loan for the next 6 months. That's not cool, right? And we're trying to save here. We're trying to build wealth. We are trying to build our family. We're trying to provide for our families, right? So we cannot afford to be doing that. So I'm not saying that you can take a payday loan, but please remember, on your next paycheck, pay it back in full. All right? Because I know a lot of these companies, they do the automatic draft. You can call them and say, I am ready to pay my bill in full. So that's all I have for you. You know, my time is limited, but I want to ensure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's very, very important to me. That's all I have for you today, right? Go back over, listen carefully, listen to the first episode on budget, the second episode on church's contribution, and now go back and listen to credit card, credit report, and payday loan. These are very interesting topics, and I want to make sure that um, we're enjoying our salary and we're not paying out our salaries in death. Thank you for joining me on this episode, Topics with Miss Beverly. See you all again next month, every third Friday of each month. I think this is the fourth Friday, but that's okay. The first one is on the first, and I didn't remember. So when I checked the calendar this morning, I realized that I should do it last week, but that's okay. Never too late at times. God bless you. God keep you. And guess what? As usual, I tell you that I'm a Christian, and so I'm going to leave one verse of scripture with you. One verse. Just reminding you in Matthew 5, verse 13, that we are the salt of the earth. God bless you. Have a great day. See you next time. Bye.